1 Kings chapter 19, verses 4 to 8. Elijah, strengthened by that food, he walked to the mountain of God. And Elijah went a day's journey into the desert until he came to a broom tree and sat beneath it. He prayed for death. "This is enough, O Lord. Take my life, for I am no better than my fathers." He lay down and fell asleep under the broom tree. But then an angel touched him and ordered him to get up and eat. He looked, and there, at his head, was a heath cake and a jar of water. After he ate and drank, he lay down again. But the angel of the Lord came back a second time, touched him, and ordered, "Get up and eat, else your journey will be too long for you." He got up, ate and drank, then strengthened by that food, he walked 40 days and 40 nights to the mountain of God, Horeb. Elijah, the prophet of God, is asking God to take his life. But why? We need to understand Elijah's circumstances, and then we can come to terms with his request that God take his life. Let's take a look at the preceding chapter, 1 Kings chapter 18. God is using Elijah in an effort to turn Israel away from idol worship and back to God. The king at this time was Ahab, but the real power in the country was Ahab's wife, pagan princess Jezebel. When married, she brought to Israel her form of religion, idol worship of the pagan god Baal. She also assembled 450 of what she called prophets of Baal. Elijah now needed to show that the God of Israel was the only true God, and here is what he did. Elijah challenged the 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. The contest rules were each side would build an altar, prepare a sacrifice. No one would light the sacrificial fire. The real God would send fire. Whoever lost died. The real God would protect his prophets. Baal's prophets prayed, danced, and cut themselves. This went on until afternoon. Elijah built the altar, prepared the sacrifice. Then, to add drama to the demonstration, he had the sacrifice soaked with water 3 times. Then he prayed. Fire came down from heaven, and the whole altar, including the stones, were incinerated. Jezebel was still the real power in the land. She was furious with Elijah for killing all of Baal's prophets. She sent Elijah a message that she would have him killed the next day. He then ran for his life. The reason for Elijah's depression and his request that God take his life is now clear. Elijah had risked his life for God, won a great victory, and was still threatened by the king's wife. In this reading, we see that Elijah remained faithful and continued to obey God's every desire. Now he set off on a 40-day march to the mountain of God, Horeb.